Hi there guys, and welcome to another Train Sim 2024 video. This one's a biggie. This one's a really biggie. This is of course the ATS Class 755 bi-mode diesel electric multiple unit. Bi-mode multiple unit. I don't think it's diesel electric, is it? It is. I don't know why I'm saying that. Nervous. Very nervous about launching this one. Because it's been a long old project and a long time coming. So not only do you get the 755 with this, you're also going to be seeing a updated Wherry lines. So there's a modernised version of the Wherry lines. There's a route upgrade included in the purchase price of the 755. And it's been... Oh, this project's been going on so long, it's unbelievable. But the route is looking really nice, the train is performing really nice. This is the last from final beta I'm driving. Last from basically the release version. One before the release version, I think. I'm driving here. So I'm not going to waffle on too much. I'm going to start her up. We're going to get going. I'm going to read some bits of the manual. Now, just to give you a rough idea, the manual is 48 pages long. So I'm not going to be able to do my usual go through everything in the manual, but I will go through the key points, basically. I won't do my full read through like I would. I'll link the manuals, the hyperlinks to the manuals in the description below the video, so you can find that there. By the time you're watching this video, this will probably be out, I would think. So let's get started so that you guys can watch the video, decide if you want to go and buy it or not, and then either go and buy it or don't go and buy it. Right, either way, let's get going. So let's get me master key in and turned on. Oh, not quit, I don't want to do that. We're in a warm start, so we're good. Right, so we're going to log in. Oh, missed a button there. And then log in. Cancel our AWS, we're going to get our engine started.
And AWS operational.
So you can hear the aircon click in. First bank of engines and the second bank of engines kick in. And this one actually I think it's only one set anyway. Parking brake has come off. DRA, I think we are good. So we can have the DRA can come off. We are on this service 2 Charlie 23. 2, 3, and we're at signal 482. Then we need 2 Charlie 23 in here. Confirm our head code. That gives us our head code, our PIS, our station stops, and also works the ASDO as well, which is lovely. Let's get my doors open. You see you've got some dummy screens there, they're not
Welcome to this
pictures.
Service for Norwich. We will be calling at Burnley Arms, Needham, Cantley, Brundle, Brundle Gardens and Norwich.
Just set my automatic speed limiter, I think it is, ASL. Set that to 25 for departure. I'm going to see if any of our doors are open. No, so we're not going to see those at the minute. Some of them might do. Remember with the 745, the doors are only if they're called, so it's random what doors open where. So it's not like TS where all the doors open everywhere all the time. It's done whether it thinks people are coming or going to the train. Not that it knows whether people are coming or going to the train, but it just randomly opens and closes different doors. Right, we're good to go, so I'm going to close my doors and then we can get set for a good old Burnley Arms. Oh, I'm going to have DSD on in this as well. I might turn DSD off at the next station. We'll see how we go. So as you can see now, the DAS has kicked in. So we've got Burnley Arms coming up next. Oh, it's 15 departure, not 25. That was daft to me. It's 15.
Welcome to this service for Norwich. We will be calling at Burnley Arms, Reedham, Cantley, Brundall, Brundall Gardens, and Norwich. The next stop will be Burnley Arms.
So I'm going to do my best to show off the route and the train. I'm not going to be able to do that all in 40 minutes to give you every detail of everything. This cab's quite good for looking around and outside in, so I'm not too fussed. You should see enough. Basically idling there. This is 755/3. I'm going to put some more power on now when we change over, but we'll wait till our speed limit goes up. You see on the side there's the, what's it called? Eastern something. Guys that have done loads of the coaches up and a generator for Serco. Fencing's all in for that, the sidings are all there for that. So you can see what's sort of there. I will try and just give you a quick look out there, 2 seconds. So there's been some bits added, bits have been cleaned up. It's a pleasure to drive. I know it's my own product, so I can't say it, go on about it too much, but it is a pleasure to drive. We've been testing this thing. I think I've been testing this thing non-stop. I've probably got maybe 30 hours, maybe more, driving this thing now. Well, I say driving it. Sometimes I've not been driving it professionally, put it that way. I don't drive professionally any time, but during the testing. So here now, I'll let you listen to the jointed track, but remember, because you're on Jacob's bogies, the jointed track sounds quite different to if you're on standard bogies. Let it kick in for a little bit there for you, and we'll start going through the manual. Right, so things to remember: you need to have the ATS plugin running. The one that's ATS Flirt comes in your folder. It shows you how to do that in the manual. That needs to be running for ASDO announcements, all of that jazz needs to be running. Does not work in 32-bit, has to be 64-bit. So both subclasses, the 755 are included, 755-3 and the 755-4. 755-3 have 3 engines, 3 coaches, 2 engines. The 755-4s have 4 coaches and 4 engines. You can see that with the roof detail. You can see how it's only got 2 exhausts. So that is slightly different. Passenger views, there are 2 different actually I think there's multiple passenger views. You can sort of go through each one as you want. I haven't got my FOV settings right, so do apologise about the side bit there and the way it's clipping. That's just because I've got a wider FOV set. But you've got multiple pass views, which are lovely. They're very similar to the 745. Cab controls. You can see what we have here, but basically everything in this cab does what it should. It does what it does in real life. So the main thing to remember, from things like, I don't know, we could look at how much is in the toilet, and then we can go to things like, oh, let's put some extra degrees on the AC. Another good one is the engine. So that tells us what our RPM is, how many litres of fuel we're using, temperatures, that sort of thing. So all of those are there. I think there's a couple that aren't ever used by drivers, so we don't have in. You can swap these 2 screens around. With the... Oh, coming up to Burnley Arms now, I need to get this right.
We are now approaching Burney Arms.
One of the things you'll need to remember with the 755 that's very different to the 745 is its braking power. Also its acceleration on electric mode. But braking power. These have a much better motor to bogey ratio, so they stop incredibly well. They stop like they stop and accelerate like a metro train more than anything. It's quite astounding, really. I think the /4s on electric are the second fastest accelerating EMU in the country. They're incredibly powerful. So power to weight ratio, and remember they use the motors for braking as well, so they're braking, I'd say the R word, but I can't because it'll probably I'd get demonetised. The reduction of speed. And I say I've driven this loads. I think I've only ever done a perfect stop at Burney Arms like twice. But you're not really here to see my driving. I say that about every first look video. But you're really not. But I have to get this bob on. What you're aiming for with the flirts is the stop marker to be dead in the middle of that right hand side window there. No, I've got too much brake on. I've probably let too much off. Ah, see? Everybody keeps saying it's like, oh no, you've don't pass the trigger, otherwise the ASDO won't work. Oh. We should be okay. We'll see how we go with this. Right, so you can see we're at Burney Arms, and it's only open in the front coach, but I think I've
to this service for Norwich.
Probably pulled a bit ahead for it. No, we're all right. So we're good. We're good. We're good. Whew. That could have been really tricky there. I can calm down a little bit. As you can tell, I am nervous driving this, especially on the video, because it's been worked on for so long, and I'm very, very pleased with it. But it's very complex to drive. Very, very complex to drive. There's a lot to remember, but once you get used to it, it's actually really easy. It's like the speed set's there, you don't need to worry about that. And once you learn how all the ASDO stuff works, it's no different to any other train. Right, where do we get to? Keyboard commands are we using there? Please do look at the keyboard commands though, because some of them are quite different to other trains. There are some method in the madness for this. It's because we've had to fit the speed set on there and the control click.
For Norwich, we will be calling at Weedham, Cantley, Brundle, Brundle Gardens, and Norwich.
You have to.
The next stop will be Weedham.
Cheers announcements. When you select your power, you're using the R and the F keys here. Okay, so but once you've found the speed you need to confirm it by using Control and F. So to make that sort of slightly ergonomic, it's what we've come up with. I like it. I'm used to it now. It does throw you off driving other stock than driving this or vice versa, but I'm used to it. So then the manual, you get your quick start guide, shows you how to do it from like warm start, that sort of thing, PIS stuff, all of that jazz. GSMR is all in there. AWS system is all in there. It could be isolated, unisolated. The delays, the interventions, all of that jazz. This thing, if you do something wrong, it will beep and moan at you like hell. It's good at that. It's really good at that. TPWS version 4 is fitted to them, so it works as TPWS version 4 does in real life, as much as you can get that in the sim. So you do have all of these active, all the buttons do what they need to do, the brake release, all of that. Jazz is all in there, which is really nice, because it does make driving like scenarios where you set up like emergency special working or things like that, it makes it so much more immersive. Again, these can all be temporary isolated, fully isolated, over on the back wall over here. Very much like the 185 really. DVD, so we do have DVD, as you've heard. One of the other fun things about the DVD is if I do it twice, that's my that's my length, so your distance calculator. So if you were coming up to, say, like a speed restriction, you could go, and then when that beeps, it means you were past it. I'm not sure how useful it is in a 3-car train, mind you, but it's in real life, so it's in this. Of course, it can be isolated by Controlling D or using the back panel. Please note, the train needs to be at stand and in neutral for you to be able to isolate it. All right, that's really important. That's caught a few of the testers out. DRA is implemented, cuts out the traction as per it should. Usual stuff with DRA. You can, again, isolate the DRA in this. So the automatic speed limiter, we've spoken about this before. Those of you who haven't driven the FERT before, you basically use this to set what speed you want to do.
We are now approaching Weedham.
Confirm it, and then your train will go up to that speed. You don't use it for slowing down, but you do kind of drive with it, is the best way to say it. You don't have to. Whack it all the way up to 100 and drive it just on the PPC if you want. In real life, they do drive with it. But please remember to set that, because if you don't and you try and pull away, you'll do 1 mile an hour and you won't go anywhere. So if you want to not worry about it, put it up to 100 and just drive with the PPC normally, but it will not move unless that's set. I've just thought, you can't see my mouse, so if you see the PIS system popping up, it's because I've clicked on it. It's not just coming up randomly. So the TCMS is pretty much fully integrated. There is everything you could pretty much need, plus more. With brake test stuff. The only one that is missing is the secondary pneumatic screen. That's because there is a slight issue, and I'll go into this later, and I'll explain about the multiple working configurations, and I'll come to that in a bit, because it is important. You've got the front lighting, the full lighting system. You've got LED tests, toilet screens, window foot heaters, heat and ventilation, TMS modes, empty coaches stock screen, log in, log out screen, train wash speed modes, diesel engine detail screen, diagnostic process values on the home screen, power brake indicators, driver advisory system. So driver advisory system is in like quite similar to the MTU cab pack. So we'll tell you what the line speed is, and it'll tell you what your next station stop is if you have one programmed in. You can end up sort of driving HUDless with this quite easily. Because I've not been massively paying attention while doing my testing to the route and stuff, I've not route learned it properly. Route learned it. I ain't route learned it yet. But I would like to. You'll also hear the engines rev up when we're braking. That is normal, don't worry. Like the 4.5, we've been lucky enough to have our lovely Hayden, who is a 7.45 and 7.55 driver instructor, working on this project with us. So it's been an absolute pleasure. So it is as good as it gets, really.
Welcome to this service for Norwich. The next stop will be Cantley.
Right, as you can see here, reading wise, it's doing all doors released. So the ASDO is kicking in, going, yep, you can release all your doors. No worries with that whatsoever. So PIS system. PIS system works by inputting a head code. So in the 755 you can use head codes and something called get home codes. Get home codes are used by drivers if there's a fault with a PIS, or they're doing a slightly wrong move, or the head code they've got isn't up to date. They can use the get home codes. One of the things to remember with Train Sim is we can program all of these head codes in, and the next timetable change, those head codes could then be completely wrong. So something slightly different with the 755 we've done is we've put more reliance on the get home codes than trying to implement every head code that these do, because the problem with putting every head code in that these do is that in 6 months time they'll be wrong, and in a month's time, May timetable change, they'll be wrong. So the get home codes are in. That's not to say the other head codes aren't in. So for all the scenarios included, the head codes are in properly. Also, all of the services that are included
Welcome
for...
to this service for Norwich. We will be calling at Cantley, Brundle, Brundle Gardens, and Norwich.
For the Great Eastern Main Line, for
The
Gemma.
next stop will be Cantley.
Getting caught out by a hater by the end of the trip. Yeah, so the head codes will all work the same as the 745 on Gemma, because 755s and 745s do similar services on the Great Eastern Main Line as well. But that will only work on the ATS Gemma version. I've just realised I've not done a lot of route showing off. I do apologise. Try and give you a quick rundown of what's changed on the route. Let's do a couple of flypasts. We'll do some more further up, but we'll wasn't actually giving it enough beans to do 60 there. So yeah, head codes you put in, it will then give you a call-in pattern like we have on here now. If it's longer, you can scroll down here and here. Don't click the arrows, it doesn't really work that way. You have to click in the middle, and there's a little scroll bar there. You can also do a manual adjustment, so you can click manual adjustment and you can pick the where your destination is, and it'll give you a pattern to that. That means you've still got your PIS on the exterior. What's next? ASDO. We've spoken about ASDO, shown you a bit about ASDO. On-train camera monitoring, we've seen that, the static displays there. The closed circuit television. Okay, so you can, I don't know if we can do it on the move, but if
we are now approaching Cantley.
We'll try it when we stop. You can do the CCTV and it gives you some interior images again. Again, they're statics because there's no way of doing it in TS. Right, power changeover. This can do power changeover. At the moment, GA do not use automatic power changeover on these. It's all done manually. That may change in the future. At the moment, this is the same. It will do manual power changeover, but there's nothing for automatic because there's no route to use it on yet. But you can do manual power changeovers. It's listed in the manual how to do it. It's really simple. Raise the pantograph, turn off the engines, or vice versa. When you start up in a scenario with a 755, you will start your engine. It will be part of your startup procedure. We will, in a post-release update, do a version where you can warm start it with the engines running. But at the minute, you start it up as you get in. I prefer it that way because it adds a little bit more of a dimension to start it up. And also, as Hayden said, a lot of the drivers, a lot of 755s will be an auto shutdown anyway. So you would usually, 9 times out of 10, have to start the engines up. But I do realise there'll be people out there that just want to jump in and fly. I get that. We will look at that for a post-release update for us. Not decent, but not terrible. Right, you'll see a lot of the all the level crossings I think have been upgraded. So by Jake's new lovely bits for the level crossing pack. So a lot of the things that are upgraded on the route are platform extensions, platform textures, all the new fencing, the anti-trespass stuff, all of the new signalling systems are in. There's new benches. The canopy changes at Lowestoft. There's a lot. Don't think of it like as a new route. It's not a new route. It is an overhaul of an existing route. It's an upgrade of an existing route that comes with this train. Okay, it is basically free with the train. And the AP Wherry Lines was decent enough as it was, but we've just modernised it. So there might not be every tiny little thing in there that you want to see. But we're very happy with it, to be honest. It's one of the nicest bits about like doing these packs in this way is that we can do these little upgrades. Not that this was a little one; it's quite a big one. But we can do these upgrades, and you do get a modernised route.
Norwich, we will be calling at Brundle, Brundle Gardens, and Norwich. The next stop will be Brundle.
We would have loved some better better sounds at different RPMs, but we've done the best with the source we have. If we get access to more source, which is very possible in the near future, we will of course update this for free very, very quickly. But currently it's the best sounds we can do with what we have. Limitations. The way that this works, same with ASDO and with the some of the images on the TCMSs. If you're running in multiple, because of course the 755s do run in multiple, especially on the Great Eastern Main Line, due to a core issue in the sim, we can't pass the same info back to the screens. It is something we are looking to find a workaround for, but there just isn't one yet. So if there's a magic update to TSC, that means we can do that, or we can find a workaround for that. It will be implemented as a free update as well. So with your ASDO, even if you're driving a larger train, it will still only show you as the initial consist. We could get it to show the extra consist, but it wouldn't have all the other details with it. It's not just as simple as an image change, sadly. And then getting the information passed through, TS just isn't that good at that. But as soon as the wonderful Safak from AND works a way around that, you will get it in here. It doesn't limit the playability of it. Does it limit immersion ever so slightly? Yes, I'm going to say it. It limits immersion ever so slightly. But it doesn't stop any playability. I love it still. And it's a pleasure to drive. It's an absolute pleasure to drive. Even bobbing up and down on the jointed track, or whether you're doing 100 down the Great Eastern Main Line. And it's surprising how different it is to drive than the 745. The controls and stuff are the same, yeah, pretty much. But the actual feel of the unit, because it's much smaller and much more responsive, it's like a sports car. It's like your family wagon's the XC90 and this is your Lotus Elise. Love it. You can tell I'm old, can't you? Feels
We are now
nimble.
approaching Brundle.
Don't we love Brundle? It's probably the station I've spent the most time at on the Wherry lines. I think it's because it's the last one before you can sort of divert. Is it that? No, I can't remember why I've spent so much time at Brundle. We're only running like a minute and a bit late. That ain't bad for me. Could be a lot worse. Could be an awful lot worse. Right, we've spoken about diesel electric changeover. So once we've done the stop at Brundle, we can go and carry on looking through the next bits. Just to also add, there isn't just one manual. I think there's 3 manuals. There's the driver manual, the scenario creators manual, and I think there's another one. I'll have a look in a sec. And the manuals are beautiful as well. They're works of art in their own right. I'll take that. I will take that. Right, let's have a quick look at PIS.
Welcome to this service for Norwich. The next stop
Brundle.
will be Brundle Gardens.
That's fine, yeah. And then we can click it back to Asdo, so you can flick through and take a look. Cold start is fully cold start enabled, so you can do full cold start. It does take some time, so do learn how to do it. You've got to build brake pressure. It's about 1 minute 50 until the AWS and TPWS system kicks in. So if you are wanting to do cold starts, get used to how long it takes to set it up first. Otherwise, you'll be making scenarios and people will be very, very late. So in miscellaneous, which is like the Richard's bits and bobs, pantograph arc, external brake indicators are animated accurately to show brake state. Destination fonts complete accurate front and side. When wipers are in auto, they'll adapt to the intensity of the rain.
Service for Norwich. We will be calling at Brundle Gardens and Norwich. The next stop will be Brundle Gardens.
So yeah, there's automatic wipers if it's in auto. You can do train wash. Message box pops up with DSD outside the cab. It's got some great little images in there, which I love Shafak for. Some great ones on there. Functional speedometer light. Click to toggle between on and off, and hold for 1 or 2 for brighter. So you can brighten this up, dull it down. See. Bottom. Variable door opening. So yes, variable door opening has 3 modes. Door open buttons for around 1 second,
We are
unlock
now
all doors.
approaching Brundle Gardens.
So passages will open and close after short duration. Press 2 to 5 seconds to open all doors, which will close after duration to keep the air conditioning going. And then if you press it for 5 to 10 seconds, the doors will stay open until they are closed, like at the end of the scenario, like as in if the guard was closing them. Things to look out for due to some little bits of core issues and hitting nodes due to the complexity of this. Raindrops will sometimes shuffle around the wiper blade a little bit. It's just one of those TS things, quite a few trains do it, but I'm just telling you about it. Also, the wiper dial does not change via the keyboard. Oh, come on. We should be alright. Ah, slightly early, come on. Creep a little bit forward for me. There we go. TNU. So scenarios that come with through. There are 4 scenarios. There's 2 Charlie 2 3.
Welcome to this service for Norwich. The next stop will be Norwich.
We all love announcements. 2 Charlie 2 3, which is a Great Yarmouth to read at Norwich via Reedham. 2 Juliet 7 1, which is Lowestoft and Norwich. 2 Juliet 7 6, which is Norwich Lowestoft. 2 Papa 3 0, Norwich to Great Yarmouth via Acle. And they are your jolly lot for scenarios. So, requirements for the 755 is the 755, and if you want to have some AI at Norwich, it is if you own the 745 as well. So they're the only 2 requirements stock-wise for the 755. For the route, you will need, for the Wherry Lines Modern, Armstrong Powerhouse Wherry Lines route, and then you'll need Liverpool Manchester 5 circle.
Welcome to this service for Norwich. We will be calling at Norwich.
Optional, of course.
The next stop will be Norwich.
Optional, of course, is a signal enhancement pack, sky and weather enhancement pack. They are optional. So it's Wherry Lines from AP, Liverpool Manchester 5 circle. Great Eastern Main Line, Ipswich, and Academy, that comes with TS anyway. From us, you just need the 755. So to run through that again, from Armstrong Powerhouse, it is the Wherry Lines route. From Esteem, it is UK Loco Asset Pack, everybody's got that. Great Eastern Main Lines, Ipswich, London. Academy comes with TS anyway. Liverpool, Manchester, and 5 circle. So pretty standard routes that most people have. I know there's going to be people that are going to comment, oh, I don't have that route. Oh, I don't have that route. Okay, I get it. But that's what we've used, and they're pretty standard throughout our catalogues anyway. That's good timing, because we're coming into Norwich and I'm at the credits. I know I've rushed through this. Don't worry, we will cover more of this, and there'll be other people that will cover it as well. Credits, GU Studios for modelling, texture and animations. A&D Games, scripting, modelling, texture, animation, sounds, and practically everything else. He is a true genius, as listed in the manual. Massive shout out to Shafak for this project. Without him, we would have been absolutely up the creek without a paddle. So, a massive, massive shout out. My heartfelt thank you to Shafak. Hayden as well, the same sort of thing. Without Hayden's expert knowledge of this, we would have been going off just what was in manuals, and it just wouldn't have got where it was. And all the builds and the packing has been Hayden, so a massive one to him from Yates Simulation. Clouds, TCMS, graphic source, destinations, typesetting, query line, route development. Again, another person we couldn't have done without on this one. So a massive shout out to Clouds for the route work and the work he's done with the fonts and the screens. All the screens you see are Clouds, all the destination displays, that sort of thing. All the graphic-y stuff. Max Tracks, big shout out for Max to help with the sounds. Woody as well also helped with the sounds. From Searchlight. Kieran did the external plugins, the same as from the Wherry, from the first one. Richard Fletcher did scenarios for the last. I need to get that out of the manual. But a big shout out to Fletcher anyway, because he has helped out. Mr. Horsefield for scenarios and Wherry Line route development. So the route primarily was Chris and Clouds. Max helped out in that as well. So a massive shout out to all of those guys. You have been an absolute pleasure to work with in this project. But I am very pleased it's finished. Very, very pleased it's finished. When I say finished, that's if we don't discover loads of bugs post-release. I don't think we will. We're pretty solid. We've been in beta for a long time. The beta testers are next people I'm going to thank for their tireless bug finding in this, because it is a complex beast. And with it having to have a completely different physics set, sound set, all those things are completely different to 745, so it's like testing 2 trains. I can't stress that enough. The 745 really is like 2 trains in one. It's been a long slog. It's been a long slog, but I'm really proud of the product we have. Really, really proud of the product we have. And I really hope you guys are too. I hope you guys go out and enjoy it. I'm going to tell you the price at the end. Mostly because I need to look it up. Because it's not simple. I wish it was simple, but it's not simple. Give Crown Point guys a little toot. And I've realised I haven't been able to show off a lot of the route, but I will do a run from Lowestoft in the next few days to show you guys that line as well. Because there's like 3 ways around, isn't there? But I had to pick one of the sides that wasn't too short, wasn't too long. And because this video is an hour before release. Right, we've got our platform. And our signals get us in, we're good. Oh, still didn't see. That's what happens when you don't set your ASL. You end up speeding.
We are now approaching Norwich, where this train terminates.
Norwich.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it.
See it, say it, sorted. I'm glad that only happened once on this run. She interrupted me enough times. You don't know how nice it is when you've been testing this for so long, being able to do end-to-end runs with it without having to stop, log a bug, or start something again, or just retry one little section of the route, or just retry that tiny little bit by that signal, or just check that that station's responding as it should. Ah, that'll do, that'll do. Right, T and O, pull you into neutral, DRA is on.
This train will now terminate here.
This train will terminate here. Right, I'm going to pause for a second, and then I'm going to pull up the pricing structure, because it's complex, and then I'll tell you what we're doing. Right, are you ready? So, the 755 and the Wherry Line's modern route upgrade, if you do not own the 745, let's start with that. If you don't own the 745, okay, and you're not a subscriber, all right, you're not subscribed to the site, remember this, the website is a subscription-based website. So if you're not subscribed, it's always going to cost more than if you were. Okay, so the price is, with the route and the train, $37.99, right? If you have a subscription, it is $29.99, okay? And that's if you don't own the 745. If you own one of them before, you'll also get your £10 discount. So if you owned the 745, there is an automatic £10 discount that's calculated on checkout. So add it to your basket, and then it will take it away from that, all right? So that will give you it at a much lower price, okay? You'll get £10 off straight away. For someone who owns neither, there is a bundle deal, okay? So if you are not a subscriber and you want to buy both the 745 and the 755 with the Wherry Line's upgrade route, and you're not a subscriber, you still can get the bundle deal at £64. If you are a subscriber, the bundle for both trains and the route is £50. It's complicated, isn't it? It's complicated. So for someone who owns one, there is a 10% discount on the price when buying the other, calculated at the checkout. So you will, if you own the other, you get a discount. Okay, so the only way you're paying full price for this is if you're a non-sub and you just want the 755. All right, it's the only time you're paying for it. So I know there'll be the drastic headline, stay 738 quid again. Don't know what to do, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's because we run a subscription-based website, and you get better deals if you're a subscriber. But we have thought of you, and if you have the other one, you still get your £10 off. Or if you haven't got either, you can buy the bundle and get it cheaper as well. So everybody gets a discount somewhere along the line, unless you just want the one of them. I suggest buying it if you want it, if you like it, if it does well for you and you really want it, go and grab it, by all means. I'm loving it, but I'm biased. And on that note, guys, thank you very, very much for tuning in. I will see you all again very, very soon. There'll be some more videos of this. I'll do one on electric and all that jazz as well. We'll go a little bit more in depth into some systems. And no, this won't be out before the stream. So I won't be able to say come and join us on the stream later, because this will be out probably after it. Okay, guys, once again, thanks ever so much for joining, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.